Yippee Ki-Yay, MovieWeb fans. Die Hard might just be the greatest action film ever made.
Is Daddy coming home with you?
It's endlessly quotable.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Made a huge movie star out of Bruce Willis.
I read about them in Time magazine.
Features one of the penultimate performances from the late Alan Rickman, and launched not only a franchise, but a slew of imitators as well.
I know, it sounds crazy.
Welcome to the party, pal. Here, we'll take a look at 10 things you never knew about Die Hard. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. And subscribe to MovieWeb to keep up with the conversation about all of the things we love. Frank Sinatra could have been John McLane. Old Blue Eyes had first dibs on the role that made Bruce Willis an action star. Die Hard is based on the 1979 crime novel Nothing Lasts Forever, which was a sequel to the 1966 book The Detective.
Face it, Felix, face it!
The famous crooner turned actor starred in the 1968 film adaptation of The Detective, and was therefore offered the chance to reprise the role in the follow-up.
Well.
Of course, Sinatra was already 73 by then, and said no. Bruce Willis wasn't even the second choice, or third.
Sorry, Hans, wrong guess.
At one point, Clint Eastwood considered starring in a movie version of Nothing Lasts Forever. As the project developed, a number of man's man actors reportedly turned down Die Hard. Sylvester Stallone, Robert De Niro, Harrison Ford, Nick Nolte, Mel Gibson, Richard Gere, Don Johnson, Burt Reynolds, and Richard Dean Anderson. Die Hard was Alan Rickman's first feature film.
How do you do?
Though he'd done television, including Shakespeare for the BBC,
Nice suit.
Alan Rickman had yet to star in a feature film when he was cast as Die Hard's main villain, Hans Gruber.
Who said we were terrorists?
Reportedly, Sam Neill passed on the gig.
Who cares?
Die Hard's casting director offered the role to Rickman after seeing him in a stage production of Dangerous Liaisons.
You gotta be on TV with that accent.
That teddy bear should get an agent. The teddy bear we see John McLane bringing for his kids for Christmas belonged to John McTiernan.
Cute toy.
The director used it again in 1990's The Hunt for Red October. Die Hard is the reason Bruce Willis says, "What?" a lot. Director John McTiernan favored extra loud gunshots, which is just one of the many details that made Die Hard look and sound so much more real than most action movies of its day. Unfortunately, during the scene where McLane shoots a bad guy from under a table, the loud bang of the blanks left permanent damage. As Willis explained to The Guardian in 2007, due to an accident on the first Die Hard, I suffer 2/3 partial hearing loss in my left ear and have a tendency to say, "What?" Bruce Willis wore rubber feet.
Shoot the glass!
It's one of the coolest moments in Die Hard. Hans knows McLane is barefoot, so he orders one of his goons to shoot the glass. To be extra safe during the ensuing scene, Willis was outfitted with a pair of rubber feet to wear over his real feet. Sergeant Powell may as well have been Sergeant Johnson.
You couldn't drag me away.
There's a Harvey Johnson and, of course, 2 different FBI Agent Johnsons in Die Hard.
I'm Agent Johnson. This is Special Agent Johnson.
This was apparently a well-intended goof on actor Reginald Vell Johnson,
I thought you guys just ate donuts.
They're for my wife. Yeah.
who played McLane's Twinkie-loving Patrolman Powell and last-minute savior, Sergeant Al Powell. Alan Rickman hated that fall almost as much as Hans.
Let's drop the actor.
Director John McTiernan pulled a dirty trick on the late actor
You're amazing. You figured this all out already.
to achieve the look of terror on Hans Gruber's face and what became one of Die Hard's most famous scenes. Rickman expected a 1, 2, 3 count before getting dropped 40 feet.
They were very careful to make it my very last shot on the film.
Instead, he was dropped a second early. It's that first take that's in the finished film. Die Hard's enduring catchphrase was improvised.
Yippee Ki-Yay, mother.
It doesn't feel like a Die Hard movie unless John McLane says you know what, even when the F-bomb gets clipped by a PG-13 rating, as it was in 2007's Live Free or Die Hard.
Yippee Ki-Yay!
Willis himself said he improvised the line,
That's great, John. Good job.
which is a modified version of a line made famous by the late king of cowboys, Roy Rogers. It was a throwaway, Willis said in 2013. I was just trying to crack up the crew, he told Ryan Seacrest. I never thought it was going to be allowed to stay in the film. Die Hard launched a slew of imitators. After Die Hard became a smash in 1988, it became a template for a slew of imitators, a whole subgenre of films that took the formula of relatable lone everyman badass against a bunch of bad guys in a confined space.
Story of my life.
Die Hard 2, Die Harder was basically Die Hard in an airport. Hollywood also gave us Under Siege, Die Hard on a battleship, Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, Die Hard on a train,
I need a drink.
Passenger 57, Die Hard on a plane,
Don't make me use was this?
Cliffhanger, Die Hard on a Mountain. Sudden Death, Die Hard in a Hockey Rink. Meltdown, Die Hard in a Hotel. Skyscraper, Die Hard with a female hero.
Some people are trying to kill me.
Air Force One, Die Hard on a Plane, again. Paul Blart Mall Cop, Die Hard in a Shopping Center.
Driving kind of recklessly back there, sir.
And Home Alone.
Okay, come and get me.
Seriously, it's basically Die Hard in a kid's house. We hope you enjoyed this look at 10 things you never knew about Die Hard. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. And be sure to subscribe to MovieWeb to keep up with the conversation about all of the things we love. Yippee Ki-Yay, mother...